Yo, what's up YouTube? I hope all of you are having a great day so far. In today's upload, we will be going over all the best Cold War weapons that you can be using in Warzone right now. If you enjoyed this video at any point, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that like button, helps me out a ton. And if you're new to the channel and you want to get better at Call of Duty, make sure you hit that subscribe button because that's all my content is about. But without further ado, let's get right into this video. So the first gun I wanted to show you guys, this is the best gun in Warzone at the moment. So if you're looking for the Warzone meta right now, it is going to be the DMR Overkill Mac 10. So for the muzzle, you want to add the silencer just so you get that sound suppression. For the barrel, you want to do the 16.3 inch titanium barrel just to increase that fire rate. For the underbarrel, you want to do the field agent foregrip to control that recoil. For the optic, you want to do the axle arms 3 times, or you can do the vision tech. Then for the rear grip, you want to add the airborne elastic wrap just so you get that flinch resistance and you get a plus to your ADS speed. At the moment, I'm running the SASR jungle grip just because I don't have the last one unlocked. So if you took a screenshot of the loadout I just showed, make sure you switch out the rear grip for the airborne elastic wrap. So the first gun I want to go over is the MP5. The previous meta in Warzone was to have the MP5 on your class. Pretty much everyone that you see has an MP5 with them. That was until Cold War came out. With the integration of the Cold War weapons into Warzone, that brought a second MP5 into Warzone. That left lots of people wondering which MP5 is the better one. And between the two, statistically, the Cold War MP5 is actually the better one. So the class that you want to run on the MP5 is going to be the agency suppressor just so you get that sound suppression and that damage range. For the barrel, since the Cold War weapons have a lower velocity, you want to add the Ranger barrel so you can bring that velocity back up. For the underbarrel, you want to add the field agent foregrip just so you have lots of recoil control. For the ammunition, you want to have the 40 round speed mags, or you want to switch to the salvo 50 round fast mags. The salvo mags are going to be better, but you do have a slower ADS speed, so if that ADS speed does annoy you, I would switch over to the 40 round speed mag or the 40 round drum mag. And finally, for the rear grip, you want to add the serpent wrap just so you get a little plus to your ADS speed. You will lose a little bit of your sprint to fire speed, but that is okay because it's really not that much. And that's going to wrap it up for the MP5. Now let's move on to the second gun. The weapon that you guys see up on screen right now, this is the Warzone meta. This is the best gun in the game, and that weapon is the Mac 10. The Mac 10 is a brand new weapon that was in the season 1 update, and this thing completely shreds. It outguns every other gun in the game. So the setup that you want to run on the Mac 10 actually has a couple different varieties. There's about 3 to 4 different setups that you can add, but at the moment this is my favorite Mac 10 setup. So on the muzzle, we got the agency suppressor just for that sound suppression and that damage range. For the barrel, we added the Ranger barrel for the increase of velocity. For the underbarrel, since this gun has lots of recoil, I add the field agent grip just so you get more recoil control. Say you can control the recoil pretty good, I would take off the field agent foregrip and I would go into the stock and add the no stock just so you get more mobility. For the ammunition, you want to add the salvo 53 round fast mags. This is just so you get extra ammo and you can reload extremely quick. And finally, for the rear grip, we are doing the serpent wrap just so we get more ADS speed. And that is going to wrap it up for the SMGs. Now let's move on to a tactical rifle that I recommend all you guys to try out, and that is the M16. The M16 is a very good weapon in Warzone. It takes about 2 bursts to kill an enemy, and since this gun is a very accurate burst weapon, it's not too hard to hit your shots. Although the DMR is a better tactical rifle, but if you're trying to use a burst weapon, I highly suggest you go with this M16. So the class for the M16, I do have a little bit of a variation for this, and I'll tell you guys about that one. So for the muzzle, you want to add the agency suppressor just so you get an increase to your damage range and you get that sound suppression, or you can take off the agency suppressor and you can go down to the rear grip and add the airborne elastic wrap. This is just going to give you a big plus to your ADS speed, and you're going to get flinch resistance. So if you're using this gun at longer distances, I recommend to have this grip on, but if not, you could just use that muzzle. For the barrel, you want to add the 15.9 inch strike team barrel just so you get a plus to your damage and your range. This is just going to make it so you can kill the enemies faster. We are going to lose a little bit of our recoil control, but that's why we're going to add the field agent foregrip just so we get that control back. Then for the ammunition, you want to add the salvo 60 round fast mags just so you can spam shots off at the enemy and you can reload extremely quick. Then for the optic, you want to add the axle arms 3 times. This is, in my opinion, one of the best optics to run in Warzone. Another great optic is the vision tech 2 times. And that's going to wrap it up for the M16. Now let's move on to the new Cold War Kilo, and that is the Krig. The Krig is just like the Kilo, but it's like a Cold War version. I still think the Kilo is better, but the Krig is a very good substitute if you're trying to mix things up. So for the muzzle, you want to add the agency suppressor just so you get a plus 3 damage range and you get that sound suppression. For the barrel, you want to add the Ranger barrel just so you bring up that velocity. For the underbarrel, you want to add the field agent foregrip so you get that recoil control. Then for the ammunition, you want to add the salvo 60 round fast mags just so you can spam more shots off and you can reload extremely quick. Then for the optic, I recommend to do a vision tech 2 times. And that is going to wrap it up for the Krig setup. Now let's move on to the next gun I want to show you guys. So the reason I want to show you guys a pistol class is because not everyone runs Overkill, and this is a very good secondary if you just want to run Ghost on your class. So here is the setup that I was running on the Diamatti. So for the muzzle, you want to add the agency suppressor. So most of these attachments, actually all their cons are for ADS speed. If you run this in akimbo, they are not going to apply to you, so all these attachments are going to be pros for you. So for example, on the agency suppressor, this is going to increase your damage range and you're going to get sound suppression, but you're going to lose some of your ADS speed and your aim walking steadiness, but that's not going to matter because this is an akimbo. This is just going to increase your damage, your effective damage range, and your bullet velocity. With the laser, you want to do the SWAT 5 NW laser sight, just so you get a plus to your hip fire accuracy. We are going to lose a little bit of our ADS speed, but again, that does not matter because this is an akimbo. For the ammunition, you want to do the salvo 30 round fast mags. This is just so you get more ammo and you can reload extremely quick. And that is going to wrap it up for the Diamatti. Now let's get into the final gun I want to talk about. So this gun actually has the fastest time to kill in Warzone at the moment, and that weapon is the Rosa. So the Rosa came in this season 1 update on the Cold War, and the fire rate plus the damage on this weapon makes it a very good weapon in Warzone, but there is one con to it, and that is the high recoil with like an S shape, so it's very hard to control. So if you use this class, you're not going to be able to laser people like you can with the Kilo. This is just going to excel in the medium and close range engagements. It's like a CR56, just a little bit better. So for the Rosa class, I actually don't have it maxed out, so I can't show you like the Warzone blueprint version of it, but I will be breaking it down on the Cold War side. So these values that I show you, they're not going to match up with what it does in Warzone. So for the optic, you can do whichever optic you want, but since you are going to be using this gun at close and medium range, I recommend to do the Microflex LED or the Millstop Reflex. For the muzzle, you want to add the Grease Suppressor, just so you get that sound suppression and you get that damage range. And as you guys can see, in Cold War, you get vertical recoil control. In Warzone, you actually don't get that. These values will change in Warzone, so just copy these attachments and just know that they'll actually do good things in Warzone. So for example, this 15.7 inch barrel, it says that it's going to add 10% strafe speed, but that's for Cold War. In Warzone, it's actually going to increase your damage range, which is a very good thing. For the underbarrel, you want to add the Spent Knives grip, just so you get the extra recoil control. And finally, for the magazine, you want to add the VDV 50 round fast mag, just so you can reload very quick and you can spam out lots of shots. So I think that is going to wrap it up for this video on the best Cold War weapons that you should be using in Warzone. I hope you guys did enjoy. Hopefully you guys found a very good class. I hope all of you have a great rest of your day, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video.